This is Jane Catherine, and the theme for my prop box was Disney. So I decorated half of it with Mickey Mouse and half of it with Minnie Mouse. Oh dear. So I'm going to start with the book that I chose. This is called ABC Disney. It's by Robert Sabuda. It's actually an alphabet pop-up book. So on each page, there's about 3 letters, and the letter is on the outside of the flap. And when you open the flap, the character with the corresponding letter will pop up. Like, for example, C is Cinderella, so Cinderella would pop up. G is for Genie, and D is for Dumbo. I chose this book because almost every child is familiar with at least one Disney movie, so appealing to their interests will hopefully foster an interest in both reading and in learning the alphabet. So for my first prop, I have these Disney stickers. They have the characters of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on them. I thought I could put them in the art center for students to use in what they create. A few of the stickers, like in this row, they have words on them, like hey, bundles of fun, you can do it, never too goofy. So I would encourage students to try and sound out these words, which would foster reading. The second prop that I have is this Mickey Mouse hat. I thought that it could either go in the dramatic play or the dress-up center, depending on the classroom. And students could dress up and pretend they're either Mickey Mouse or just someone in Disney World and talk about the characters they see. It would encourage students to play together and foster conversation. The next one I combined. So this is the Disney bus and the Disney monorail. So these would either go in the block center or the cars bucket, depending on the classroom. And students could get creative with these, pretend they're going on a trip to Disney World, and it would also foster conversations about different types of transportation. If a student has never been to Disney World, they may not have ever seen a monorail, so that would be cool for them to learn about. The next thing I have are these Winnie the Pooh first word cards. So they have a picture of one of the characters and a word that students could start to sound out, as well as a picture of the character performing that word. So run, bounce, look. It could help students start to sound out words and also foster reading. The next thing that I have is this Toy Story 4 puzzle with Buzz in it. I could put this in the puzzle center of my classroom, and students could put it together, work together, and after they were finished, I would encourage students to label the characters, write out and label them. That way I could incorporate writing. The next thing that I have is this autograph book. It was actually mine, so it does have some signatures of some of the characters that are in Disney World. I thought it was a good idea for students to write their own names in this book. That way they could practice writing. They could also write their favorite Disney character's name or a classmate's name, and they could read their classmates' names and all the other names that are in this book. So it could foster both reading and writing. Next I have a Mickey Mouse shirt. There. This would also go in either the dramatic play or the dress-up center. And like the hat, if one student was wearing the hat, one could wear the shirt, and they could pretend they were in Disney World. It could foster teamwork and creativity. Next I also combined these as writing utensils. So I have some Baby Yoda chalk and some frozen pencils. I couldn't find any writing utensils that were gender neutral, so I chose both of these. That way students would have a choice in what they wanted to use. They could use these to write in the autograph book or just in the art center, and they could take the chalk outside, so that would foster writing. The next prop I have is a Disney Sorry board game. So it has all the characters. There's villains, animals, heroes, and princesses. And I thought that since this prop box is meant for kindergartners, I thought that I would have to modify it a little bit. I'll get the board for y'all to see. So the cards that come with this game, they have a lot of words at the bottom that I think are not developmentally appropriate for kindergartners. I think it's a little too much, a little too long of words. So what I would do is modify it and make my own cards that would deal with rhyming words or sight words or letter recognition. And at the bottom of the card, a number would be on them to show students how many spaces to move forward if they got the question right. So that's how I would have the kindergartners play that game. And my last prop is this Simba pillow. I thought that it could either go in the dramatic play center or the doll center or just on a couch in the classroom. And this would hopefully foster conversations about animals in students. They could make the animal sounds. They could talk about all the animals that are in the Disney universe and hopefully have them become more familiar with the different animals, not only in the Disney universe, but also that what we see in everyday life and the sounds that they make. So that is my kindergarten Disney prop box.